his guilty pleasure here, which is a Rolls-Royce. Yes, guys, it's Chop's Garage, and we're looking at a, I'm doing it very gently, a Silver Shadow. Well, I've just made a little surprise visit. There's Paul leaving with the MR2. He's driving all the way back to London in that. Sod's law, the stereo just stopped working in it. I don't know why, it's totally blank. It might just be a fuse. But what I've done, because Paul had the MR2, which is cheaper than the Barchetta, I've taxed it for him, which was 335 quid. And I have also given him a £500, I've transferred him £500 into his bank account as a contingency fund for any bits and bobs he might want to do on the MR2. Which I thought was only fair, because I say it was lower value than the, he decided not to take the £5 cash, decided not to take the Barchetta, which I think was probably worth about £8, and take the MR2, which I think is probably like a 4995, because it was only 50,000 miles. It was one owner, a very special little car, that. But yeah, I thought it was only fair. So that's out the door. Remember, this raffle is still running for the Audi A3, which I will put a warranty wise on for anybody that wins that as well, so they'll give themselves some cover with the warranty wise if you're further afield. Hard to do that on the classics, of course. So that's £2 a ticket. It's got brand new MOT, it's freshly serviced, it's all set to go, or you can choose £4,000 cash. I'll put a link in the video description down below for that raffle, or just search Chop's Garage raffle, or I'll put a barcode up in the corner here. So I'm here at Adrian's house, one of our super fans of Chop's Garage. He lives just down the road from me at South Molton. Unfortunately, Adrian has fallen seriously ill, which is a horrible situation to be introduced to Adrian at this point. I'm here with his family because they do need to sell his vehicles, and we've got a really eclectic range of vehicles here. We've got a Rapido Mercedes motorhome. I think that's a 2007, but it's got a plate on it, K55 Dog. So that's, I've never had any dealings with one of these before. And one of these, I don't know when the last time anyone of you have seen one of these before. This is a Mercedes, is it an R280 or an R300? You just don't see these about at all. An R350, and these are a 7-seater. There's so much room in them. They've got a second row of seats. Adrian's got the seats down for his dog, but you can see that is actually the boot space. The seats go back, and you've ended up still with a really good sized boot in it, and it's all leather plushed out as you expect a Mercedes to be. I said to the family, I said, have you got a service history for it? I can't find it anywhere. And I went in to look for it, and I found Adrian's little book here. He looks like a bit of a legend, Adrian, because he has literally, in his little book here, since 2015, so I'm assuming, yeah, he didn't have it when it was that old. 2015, we've got a little note of every single thing that has ever been done to the car, even as far as wiper blades. We've got pollen filters, everything. It's absolutely brilliant. And we have actually got proper printouts for service history and stuff like that as well here. It's done 150,000 miles. I think this was Adrian's like car that he used all the time. I think this was like his daily, because we've got his guilty pleasure here, which is a Rolls-Royce. Yes, guys, it's Chop's Garage, and we're looking at a, I'm doing it very gently, a Silver Shadow Rolls-Royce, and it is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's this chocolate brown, which works really well. Now this car, I've got Phil from Moorsby, because Phil looked after this car a bit as well as some other local garages, and Phil's given me his opinion on it. I know nothing about Rolls-Royces, and I know that obviously these can be money pits, but this is looking in outstanding condition. He was a member of the Rolls-Royce club, and I think he worked with a local garage that apparently works with the club membership. It's a really hard thing to value.
Smell it. Can you smell it?
Yeah, the smell is fantastic, isn't it? The smell is absolutely fantastic. Look at the engine bay. The engine bay is immaculate. Obviously, we'd be looking for fluid leaks, or this would be one of the most common things on it, wouldn't it, Phil? I presume would be the fluid leaks on that system. But all the belts look fantastic. The engine bay, like I say, super clean. It's always been garaged. I think all our chrome is lovely. I haven't even got round to the front end yet. Yeah, all the chrome is lovely. The paint is beautiful as well.
Paint, isn't it? It's done very nicely. Isn't it?
It's had a repaint, but yeah, like you say, it's been done. The orange peel there's no orange peel on it at all. I'm not seeing any masking lines on anything. I think it must have been stripped for it, wouldn't you say, Phil?
I can't remember now how this was having little marks on it at all. I mean, I did have a good look around it a couple of years ago.
I would say, looking at the trim, that the trim was removed for the respray because all these decals look really good as well.
Yeah.
They haven't been masked up. The chrome hasn't been masked up here. This is I do. You wouldn't have thought you would do, but it just works so well on this car. It works so well. It's all lovely nick. The leather actually doesn't show really much wear at all. All the dash is beautiful. All the woodwork. All the foot rests are in place. All the leather is absolutely gorgeous. Pop in a sec. All your chrome is good on your doors. It's done 62,796. Everything is just a turn. How do we do this? Oh, we just connect the battery again now. So we're just reconnecting the battery. So it seems to be lighting up down here. All the switchgear seems in really nice condition. Radio's working, aerial's coming up. The challenge we have here is I really don't know how to value anything. So the R350 is not a car people look for. I think the road tax is fairly high on it, although this is the earlier one, so the road tax is lower on it. But I've never had anybody ask one for one. I've never seen one for sale, and the resale values on don't seem to be more with this kind of mileage on about 3 or 4 grand. The Rolls-Royce, where do you value the Rolls-Royce? Where do you value the Rolls-Royce? You can buy a Rolls-Royce for 5 grand at this age. You can buy a Rolls-Royce at 20 grand at this age. I have absolutely no idea where you would put it at all. And does it sell this time of year? You've got to store it in between. You've got to keep it running and moving so it doesn't seize up, haven't you? Oh my goodness, I've only just spotted this. There's little brushes, Phil, for the headlights.
Yeah.
That is mad. That is mad. So I think what we've discussed, and the motorhome. So the motorhome, I have no idea. So we see if we can get inside the motorhome. We haven't looked inside it yet. The motorhome, again, it's not something I deal with at all. So it's really hard for me to put a value on it. But the family, obviously, in this terrible situation, don't really have the time to be splitting everything up and selling it individually. So they'd like, oh, we can get in. They'd like for us to do a bulk on it. Now, the discussions I've been having so far is probably the best course of action is to give them a nominal figure for the cars and then put them up for sale and then obviously give them more afterwards depending on what they all go for, because I just don't know what they're going to go for and it's really hard. I don't want to give a low figure and then find I got a lot more for them than I expected. So yeah, I think we'll have to work some kind of deal like that. This is a beast. Now I've checked out, you can drive this on a normal license as well, Phil, can't you? Because it's under 3,500 kilos, so you don't actually have to have a upgrade license. You look in the bathroom first. It looks super clean to me.
It is in there. That's where you get your water leaks and stuff.
Yeah, there's no damp in here at all, is there? There's no even damp air, is there? This is a drop-down bed, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so we've got a little sink there. We've got a double bed at the back here. Doggo's been down underneath it by the looks of it. Yeah, all the carpets and the fabrics. Yeah, there's no smell of any damp in it at all, and everything looks immaculate. It's a lovely bit of kit, isn't it? But yeah, I know nothing about values on this. I've asked one of my friends to get me a value on it because he does motorhomes, but he can't get back to me for about 24 hours.
Clean, James.
Is the oven beautiful and clean as well, is it? So, looking round it, we've got a bit of marking on the back here, on the back panel there. Seems to be good all round here. This corner's okay. It's all good along here. Could all do with a bit of a clean, obviously from sitting around, I guess. No bodywork to note though. It's got new brake calipers on it. My mate's underneath having a look at it. So that's new rear brake calipers, yeah. All the bodywork seems good. There's no real paint to do apart from that back corner there. So Pete and I have hopped straight in the car because despite going and looking at those, we could have spent ages looking over those cars this morning, the Rolls-Royce and the motorhome and that. We are we were already committed to going to Ross-on-Wye, which I'm going to say is in Wales because I know it really winds everybody up. And we're going to go to Ross-on-Wye and pick up a car from our mate Theo that I've had sitting around there for about a week, and I promise I'd get him out of his way quickly. It's a little Toyota Yaris, and normally it wouldn't bother driving all the way up here unless I had something to take to him, but we can't get it picked up any quicker, so Pete's going to chauffeur me up there and we'll have a look see at that when we get there. Hopefully that gets me safely all the way back. Yeah, so we on those cars we've done a deal. I'm going to take all three away. I've given like a provisional price on them all, and then we'll get them sold and then look after the family and make sure that if they go for more money than I think they're going to go for, they're looked after. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's difficult to say though because some might get traded, some might get retailed. I'm using my top on to keep my phone charged. Some might be traded, some might be retailed. So it's difficult to know exactly where they go because obviously a trade deal, we know exactly where we are, the money's in the bank, we know how much we can give them. If we retail it, then we've got to come back and we don't know until after a few months exactly where we are going to be money-wise on it. From driving a Yaris all the way back is 3,500 RPM at 70 mile an hour. So I forgot to video at Theo's, to be honest, because I'm in a hurry to get going and let Pete get home. I've picked up from Theo this bloody lovely little Toyota Yaris 1.3 with only 64,000 miles on it. The thing you can't see in this light is the customer had it valeted before they dropped it in. It's immaculate inside. The outside is really good as well. It's got one little scuff down the bottom to do. I've got to find one wheel trim cap, which I probably have hundreds of those things kicking around before, but I remember having some of them before and throwing it away. Just drove, what have I been now, 2 hours on the road. Drove 2 hours back, absolutely brilliant, no problems at all. But on the way back, I got a message from, say by the Joe's chap there. On the way back, Joe messaged me and said, look, I've got 2 part exchanges just coming to the farm. Are you interested in those? So I thought I'll stop and have a quick look, even though it's dark now. So it's been a busy old day today. If I get these, these will be what, cars number, where am I, 5 and 6 for the day. Plus I bought another one off a subscriber on message today as well, so it'll be 7, car number 7 today. So what we got, 2010, I'm not really going to be able to see the bodywork at all, am I, on these? 2000, which I bought torch for me, 2010 Peugeot. They're going to be cheapies anyway, aren't they? So at the end of the day, they're not going to be, I don't think we need to over stress about bodywork. Looks like it's okay on the corner there. I really can't see in this light, and you guys can probably see even less than me. So we've got that, and we've got a Ford Focus on a 2007, which is getting a bit there age-wise, isn't it? I can see a mark on the front of that. So I'm going to have a quick look over these. Probably not worth doing any more content for you in this light. I will probably, if I decide to have these, do something on your next video. But what a mixed bag of a day that was, and do you know what? I bloody love it. I haven't sold anything, I've just been buying stuff, haven't I? But as long as you think you've got it at the right price, the other end of it will work itself out. Even if I just get out of them all, trade and make a few £100 on everything, I should be alright. But a lot better than sitting behind a desk pushing a pen about, eh? Hopefully you've enjoyed it too. I'll see you on the next one. Well, I've just made a little surprise visit to Adrian at North Devon Hospice here. I spoke to his wife and said she'd think he'd like me to come by. So I finished up work and I've just come by, managed to get my way in there and speak to everybody. There was a bit of a strange one because they were kind of like, I said, I've never really met Adrian before and I've only seen one picture of him, so I might need help directing him. I said, oh, are you know, they're kind of like checking me out, thinking I was a bit strange. But it's all good in the end. Everybody in there is absolutely lovely. Absolutely lovely. And Adrian was saying what fantastic service he's getting in there with those people. It's fantastic care he's getting. Sorry for the camera quality as always. He's just saying how fantastic everybody is in there. The care he's getting brilliant. We've just been able to spend the last sort of like, well, hour and a half, almost 2 hours I think, just chatting because he's into exactly the same cars I'm into. Loves his quirky Citroens, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, really great chap, and hopefully I'll get a chance to go and see him again. But a big shout out to the North Devon Hospice gang, because you guys are making a world of difference to Adrian in this difficult time. So I think what we decided to do, I've had a chat with Adrian about it, we decided that the benefactors of the latest raffle, car raffle, is going to be the hospice. We're going to get some cash to them from that. I think that is the absolute perfect choice for this one. So yeah, big shout out to everybody there. Just I must have been offered a coffee about 20 times, I think. In there, they really do look after you. So I know from when I lost both my parents to cancer in my early 20s, that the hospice has made a world of difference to them as well, and to the families. So yeah, just can't shout them out enough. So that is going to be the benefactor of the raffle. And again, I'll put a link in the video description down below if anybody wants to get tickets for that. Adrian definitely goes into my Legends book, by the way, for one particular reason: taking a Citroen CX-25, one of my absolute favourite cars, to 350,000 miles. What a legend. That's old school diesels for you, isn't it? That's old school diesel. You know, we sold it to a chap who then actually took it on to, I think it was just short of 500,000 miles before the body rotted out. I don't know as many modern cars you could do that with now, is